Good evening, everybody. I'm Akasia. I'll be moderating the second info session for our iGorts 2021 program. I will be noting beforehand that this session, the presentation will be in English, but feel free to ask us your questions in English, French, Arabic, Armenian, or Persian as you may feel comfortable. I have the pleasure to introduce our participants for tonight. We have Karin Yakubian from the iGorts team who will be presenting about the iGorts 2021 program, Shushan Keshishan and Naina Martirosyan from Lebanon, and Armen Begijani from Iran will also be joining us so they could share their experiences with all of our participants tonight. We're going to start with a short video summarizing our iGorts 2020 program, and then we will proceed with a brief presentation. Karin will be giving us the overview about the iGorts 2021 program, and then we will proceed with our Q&A session. So we may start with the video now. I will now leave the floor to Karin to give us an overview of the 2021 program applications.
My name is Karin, and I'm currently working at the Office of the High Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs. We are very, very excited to announce the launch of iGorts 2021 for its second year of implementation. If you haven't already heard about our program, iGorts is a unique program that gives Armenian professionals from the diaspora the opportunity to come and serve in the public sector of Armenia. The main objectives of the program are to encourage professional repatriation and to bring the expertise and knowledge of the diaspora in service of the Republic of Armenia, and by doing so, helping the state institutions to further develop in various sectors. Our call for iGorts this year has already been launched on the 2nd of March, and the deadline for applications is on the 14th of April 2021. Following the selection process, final results will be sent to selected candidates in July and in early August in order to allow the participants time to move to Armenia and start their program in September. So who can really apply to iGorts? The eligibility criteria for this year is as follows. We require a minimum of a bachelor's degree with at least 5 years experience, or a master's degree and higher with at least 3 years of relevant work experience. The candidates should also have studied and or worked in the diaspora for at least 5 years. And although this is not a mandatory requirement, basic fluency in spoken English is highly desirable, as it will very much aid communication with your peers at your place of work. For those of you who are not fluent in Armenian, please do not be discouraged and please do not refrain from applying, as we realize that many highly qualified diasporan Armenians might not be fluent in Armenian. We will do our best to place you at an institution where the lack of knowledge in the language will not impediment your work. So what do we offer? In return for your service, the government of Armenia will be providing each participant with a round-trip air ticket, a monthly stipend of 336,000 AMD to cover your living expenses for a year, emergency medical insurance, and the fees for a temporary 1-year residency permit. Candidates can be from diverse fields of expertise. We encourage everybody who feels that they are able and are willing to come work in the public sector of Armenia to apply. The list of fields of studies is published on our website, but please note that it is not an exhaustive list, and candidates from any field can apply if they feel that they are able and willing to. For the application process, please note that the applications can be found on our website, on the High Commissioner's Office for Diaspora Affairs website. And note that you have the option to fill it in 3 languages, either Armenian, English, or Russian. Prior to filling your application form online, we recommend that you have the following documents ready. You will need to prepare a short motivation letter, which is about 1,000 characters. That includes the main reasons for application and your expectations from your program. We also request 2 reference letters. These reference letters can be of academic, professional natures, or if you are an active member of your diasporan community, it can be from a community leader, a community organization, or the parish or the church. These letters can also be submitted in all 3 languages, either Armenian, English, or Russian. And third, we also request that you upload your CV, so please also have that at hand. Once you have these ready, please fill in the application form and upload them as well. And we will be very happy, we will be waiting to receive your application. The selection process. The first stage is the initial shortlisting, which will begin after the deadline. Shortlisted candidates will be invited for interviews with respective ministries and departments that are in need of their expertise. Candidates might be able to have interviews in 1 or more state institutions. We would like to also note that you have the opportunity to point out in your application form which preferred institutions you would like to be placed in. Following the interview process, candidates will receive their final responses around July, August. We will receive, following that, you will be receiving a complete information packet to help you move to Armenia and start working in September. Once accepted to work, the participant should be committed for a full year of full-time work in Armenia. You will have the opportunity to participate in forums and meetings with public officials, private sector representatives, and repatriates in Armenia. And you will be able to partake in excursions to visit historical and cultural sites in the regions of Armenia. Overall, the program gives you an incredible opportunity for all our compatriots from the diaspora to serve in the public sector, bringing your own expertise and your experience to our country. You will have the opportunity to initiate new projects, new practices, techniques, and instigate positive change to build our country together.
We will now proceed with our Q&A session. I will be asking the first question. Karin, we have the following question. I have a master's degree, but have no work experience. Am I still eligible to apply?
This experience show that having experience is very, very important. However, we do encourage everybody to apply. And if you feel that you are able to give your experience, then apply. And if we find you relative and shortlisted, then we will be in contact with you.
We have our participants today who are going to have the chance to also share their experiences with us. I'm going to proceed with one question who's asking if there's any support provided also to their partners. Unfortunately, there are no, let's say, subsidies or any, let's say, assistance to the spouses. But we have many of our participants have actually moved with their families, with their kids. I'm gonna have to ask Narine to explain that a little bit. How was your experience moving with your family? We know that you moved with your kid. How did that process go, and what can you tell us about that?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Acacia. So not only I moved with my family, with my husband, with my 2.5-year-old kid, I also took my whole extended family with me, my brother, my father, my mom, everyone. And it was actually quite challenging at first, but we were welcomed with open hands, and we felt like we were home actually, and we're doing fine now. Everything is okay.
Fantastic. Thank you, Narine. Karin, we have another question from a participant, again concerning the eligibility criteria for this year, saying that the person speaks fluently Western Armenian and not Eastern, but is also not proficient in reading and writing Armenian. Would that be problematic? Would the person be eligible to apply or not?
Yes, Median hiring Musim. But having said that, this year's experience has showed us that basic proficiency in at least spoken Armenian is important to have in order to be able to communicate with your peers and just to understand what's going on around you. However, again, having said that, we are aware that many able and capable diasporan Armenians do not have a proficient knowledge of the Armenian language, and therefore we still urge you all to apply. And this will be a perfect opportunity for you to come to Armenia and learn the language as well.
Thank you, Karin. Another question, and I will then invite also our participants to specifically talk to us about their experience in regards to their work within the different ministries or the departments within the state institutions that they work in. So there's a person who's asking, would there be a clear overview of the tasks and the responsibilities that the person has to do within the ministry that he or she will be assigned to? So Karin, could you give us an answer, and then I will leave the floor for Shushan first, and then Armen to also talk to us about their experiences.
Akazi, I'm sorry, can you repeat your question? I did not hear you clearly.
I will repeat. The question is that would the participant, after being accepted to the program, would they have a clear overview of their tasks and the job that they have to do within the ministry? Would they know about that prior to arriving to Armenia? And how does the process go in regards to their jobs within the ministries?
Okay, so in terms of your job descriptions, following the selection process, and once the ministries choose their successful candidate, the job description will be tailored according to the ministry and the department's needs, as well as the expertise and experience of the successful candidates. So we very much we are very much hopeful that all our candidates will have their job descriptions prior to coming to Armenia this year.
Shushan, would you tell us a little bit about your experience? What were your expectations before joining the program? And then you are assigned to work within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Tell us a little bit about your experience there.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Shushan. I'm from Beirut, Lebanon, and as Akasia mentioned, I'm currently placed at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I work within the Department for Policy and Development Cooperation. So a lot of my work has to do with various UN agencies. Right now, as you all may know, one of the priorities of our government is with UNESCO, to work with UNESCO to protect cultural heritage. So a lot of my work revolves around that. Before joining the program, I just really wanted to have the space to, invest my skills and help build the public sector and kind of contribute to the development of my homeland. And I have to say that that's 100% what we are doing here. And adding on what was previously said, I just want to point out that regarding the clear roles and tasks and responsibilities, like the job description, there's a lot of room for flexibility within the positions, is my experience at least. So there's a lot of room for you to give your own ideas, for you to push whatever you think is really important, for you to suggest new approaches. So I've suggested a few things. I can't really talk much about the work because a lot of it is confidential. After all, it's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. But they're very open, and many people do want to have this exchange of knowledge and skills and experiences. So it's a very enriching and fulfilling experience overall.
Thank you, Shushan. Thank you for sharing all of this information with us. Armen, I'll also give you a few minutes to talk about your experience, perhaps related to your tasks and responsibilities you have, and then we'll proceed with some of more questions that we are receiving online.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Armen. I'm a civil engineer with master's degree in transportation. Currently, I'm working with the municipality of Yerevan. To be honest, prior to the iGorts, I was visiting Armenia every once in a while, and I could see the problems that had very simple solutions, and I even visited some institutions and even the municipality to offer my help and cooperate with them to solve these problems. But finally, the iGorts was some kind of the window that opened the, let's say, opportunity for me to actually invest my knowledge and whatever I was doing back there in Tehran, here in Yerevan city. So that is actually the thing that is the most important thing that I have gained from this program. Actually, having the feeling that you are being you are having an impact, a positive impact, and it's not just about the impact, I guess, because as my experience showed, there are in many cases there are no specific job descriptions, even when in our countries as diasporas, when we go to a new workplace. So in that, let's say, point of view, I think we have to be agile and flexible. So there are many things that I'm doing here that I previously have done in my previous jobs, and there are many new things that I have not. But the beauty in that is, I think, is that I can make an impact and I can be positive for my homeland.
Thank you, Armen. So we have an interesting question asking if the government changes after the elections, what's going to happen to the program. So basically, I'm going to shortly answer this. This is a Pan-Armenian program. This has been already approved by the government. Our budget has been secured for 2021 and 2022. So the program does not depend on any specific election, change of government. So this is something that is actually implemented by the Office for the High Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs, and will continue to do so. And at least we have, I can certainly say for the upcoming 2 years, our program is confirmed and the respective budget as well. So you can be certain that you may apply, and then you're going to have the chance to apply again for the upcoming year. Another question, I will proceed, is that, Karin, is there a training period before starting the program, please?
All our participants undergo an orientation, a very detailed and thorough orientation session where we prepare them for the program, and what they might be expecting, and everything that they need to know prior to starting. We also accompany them on their first day to work, helping them learn their environment, getting to know their peers. And the eGorts staff is always very, very supportive. And we are always here to hear about their challenges and help find solutions for anything that they might cross.
Fantastic. Thank you, Karin. Another question is about the modality of work. Is it going to be full-time? Is it part-time jobs? And do we have the possibility to choose the ministry that we want to be appointed at?
Our participants are expected to be in country for 12 months and work full-time. Full-time in Armenia means that our hours are usually 9 to 6. Our participants are eligible for 20 days of vacation, and of course all the public holidays that the public sector receives. In terms of Akasia, can you repeat the other question, please?
Yes. So do the candidates have the possibility to choose the ministry that they're going to be appointed to?
As fairly explained, there is a space in the application for iGorts where our candidates can put in their preferences for the different departments or different ministries that they would like to work at. We will of course be taking that into consideration. However, we would also be looking at possibly placing them in places that they might not have thought of, or and would be doing that as well.
So the next question, related perhaps to the previous question, the question is there any possibility to change the department or the ministry if the job description does not match?
As I said, the iGorts staff is always trying to be very, very supportive of the iGorts participants. We have regular assessment sessions, both in group format and on one-on-one sessions with all our iGorts participants, where we discuss their successes, their challenges, how they are adjusting to their new positions, so on and so forth. We try to come up with solutions together for all the different challenges that our iGortsers might be facing. And yes, we have had cases where we have switched ministries, changed ministries actually, for our iGortsers who were not able to surpass those challenges, or they were finding it very, very difficult to adjust.
Thank you, Karin. The following question, how many candidates are you looking to take in total?
Well, this year we had 52 candidates who came to Armenia in order to participate in the program. And we are hoping to have just as many in next year as well.
Following question, Karin. What if we want to contribute and assist the government in our professional capacity, but do so virtually and on a voluntary basis?
The iGorts program requires that all our candidates are in country and are doing so from the country itself. However, if you feel that you want to that you are unable to come join us, then we are always, the Office of the Diaspora Affairs is always happy to receive your emails and your CVs, and we are always happy to put volunteers to work wherever necessary. So please feel free to send us your CVs, and we will be in contact with you.
Thank you, Karin. Next question. How good Armenian do you need to know? So perhaps we somehow covered this. Our participants here are very lucky because they all speak good Armenian, but we did have some who did not speak. So Karin, maybe you could shed the light on the difficulties and the challenges related to this.
Again, we've previously mentioned this, but Armenian is a very good thing to know when coming to work in Armenia. However, it is if you're adamant in learning it, then it is, and you work hard, then you are able to learn Armenian pretty quickly. From our experience this year, it is important to at least know basic Armenian, understanding the language at least, just so that you are able to communicate with your peers and are a bit more comfortable in the setting that you are. But again, we encourage everybody to apply, and if your knowledge of Armenian is not proficient, then we will try to place you in a place where that will not be an impediment and you will still be able to do good work.
Thank you, Karin. I'm going to leave the floor a little bit about the Armenian and perhaps also other challenges that our candidates have faced so far. So Armenjan, did you have, I know you speak very good Armenian, but did you have any language-related challenges? If not, any challenges in general that you would like to share?
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, when we were talking about the Armenian language skill, I was thinking about my own experience, and it came to my mind that we also have difficulties for the language barrier because most of the technical words are in Russian in Armenia. And it's obvious that from the Soviet times, that is actually came inside of our daily technical words. So the first thing that was a language problem for me was learning those technical Russian words, which I have already, I can say I have already managed to learn 80% of them, as far as I know. But considering about other challenges, I can mention one thing that is, I think, mostly common among all of many of the participants, which is the same problem when you change your workplace. When you go to a new working environment, the first problem is to being accepted among your coworkers and gaining their trust. And some of us as the diasporas think that, okay, if there is Armenia and I have a big love for my country and my countrymen, so they would have the same feeling toward me as well. But to be honest, it's not like that. And but I'm not saying they hate you. I'm saying as a work environment, it's not like that. You have to stick to the rules of the working environment when you're working. So you have to prove yourself to your coworkers. You have to gain their trust, and those wrong prejudgments that we have as diasporas, that shouldn't, that is not, let's say, let's put it that way, is not applicable here, because working is the same in every country, among every nation. The main challenge for me, besides the Russian technical words, was that gaining the trust of my coworkers, because maybe they are over-evaluating you. Sometimes they are devaluing your skills. You have to prove who you are, and you have to prove that you actually have positive, let's say, intentions. And I don't know if I should mention this or not, but some people actually don't accept you in the first steps. But that is not a minus thing, or it's something really natural, and it's real. Anywhere in the world, when you step in a new environment for career environment. That is what's happening. So to not making it so long, I will let's conclude with these two things.
Thank you, Armen. Narine, would you want to add anything in terms of language-related challenges?
Yeah, I was at first had difficulties with the language, Armenian language, although I know it really well. But since we were writing policies and those kind of technical words, we were using technical words. The difference, the challenge was about the difference of dialect, so the Western and Eastern Armenian. But then again, I was happy to learn the two dialects and recap my memory, you know, with the grammar, in Armenian grammar and everything. It's both a blessing and a curse, you know. But in the end, it was okay. You will get used to it.
Thank you, Narine. Shushan, you are a pro in both Armenians, so I know you would perhaps most definitely you didn't have any language-related challenges, but any other challenges generally, getting adapted into a new work environment. How was your experience in regards to that?
Well, when we first arrived, the war started. So I started work in the first week of September, and the war started on September 27th. So it's like I was in the middle of my integration period, and then everything went into crisis mode. So I had to adapt to that. So that was a bit challenging because we were working really long shifts. It was almost 24/7. Some days we would have no workload, and then other days would be super hectic, and we'd have so much to do. So it took a while to recover from all that, to be honest. But now I feel like I'm really getting into the flow of everything. I do feel like I'm part of the department. I'm part of the staff, like a full member of the team. And I have to say that my experience has been very positive with my colleagues, with my supervisors, with everyone. They've really been very welcoming and accommodating, and even as Armen and Narina mentioned, I had some issues maybe with the dialect or with the Russian words or with the Armenian terminology that I've studied in English that I'm not maybe familiar with. But everyone was really supportive in trying to help me to adapt to that. And I can say that now I'm in a confident position that I'm able to contribute and learn as well at the same time.
Following question, Karinjan, is about a little bit the extracurricular activities that is part of the iGorts program. Would like to note that, as you've seen in the short video, we've had this year 52 participants from 19 different countries. So it's been also very interesting among, let's say, Armenians from different communities from the diaspora to get to know each other. And Karin, perhaps you could tell us what kind of activities await us during the year.
Thank you, Akasia. Yes, it is very, very interesting to get to know all the different iGorts participants as well. IGorters among themselves learn a lot about the different diaspora communities around the world, about the different practices and cultural differences, and really just getting to know each other has been quite the experience, I believe. Other than that, the program is organizing different kinds of forums for in order to get to know the different sectors that are at work in Armenia itself. There are excursions planned to visit some of the regions of Armenia to learn about them, the history, the culture, the current state of those regions as well. And we hope to give our participants a very wide range of knowledge and experiences while they are in Armenia.
Thank you, Karin. One more question about so the start of the program. As Karin noted, it starts in September. So there are some participants wondering if they cannot be in Armenia and they cannot move specifically in September, do they still get to apply and do they still get to be accepted to the program? Of course, if all of the other eligibility criteria are fulfilled.
Thank you, Akasia. Well, we are hoping to get all our participants in country in September and for them to start working in September 2021. Last experience showed that current events and the situation did not let us bring in all our participants in September, and they came in on a rolling basis. Hopefully this year it won't be the same. However, it really depends on the pandemic, on how we find flights into Armenia, and anything else that might arise in the future.
Thank you, Karin. I will now leave the floor to our participants in turn, perhaps to say a last message in terms of why you would suggest for other participants, other candidates, or everybody who's listening to us tonight to apply to the program. What do you think the impact of the program is, and how did that affect you? Just some words, a message to everybody who's willing to apply. Narine, maybe let's start with you.
Sure. So the good thing about the program is that not only you are coming, not only you have the chance. This program gave us a chance. They gave us the opportunity. We needed that incentive to come. So this iGorts this is what it does. It gives you that incentive. You have the motive, but it gives you that incentive, and you get to decide and then take the step, because for most of us repatriation is a big step, of course. Most of us have leave jobs, leave everything behind and come, but it's an important step. And the other thing is that the iGorts, not only you are coming as a repatriate, you are also given the opportunity to come and serve in the public sector. So it's like a crash course of everything that you want to know when you come. And it's like learning everything in a few months instead of learning it in 6 months or a year like everyone else. So I think this is a good thing. And also I would really encourage everyone to apply, because it will satisfy in you this need to come and serve your homeland and to do good. So this is my message.
Thank you so much. Armen, perhaps some few words from your end too?
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, I don't know, the thing that our program coincided with the war, actually, let's say, showed many things for to myself even. And the things that my friends and other fellows mentioned, during the war, actually, our nation as a unity of our nation was actually shown to the world, and unity is power. Everyone wanted to do something during that era, and now everyone wants to do something for the country, for our homeland. So this is some kind of an opportunity. If you want to do something positive, if you want to have an impact, if you want to change for the better future, first of all, you have to have the correct viewpoint. You have to have a holistic view of the situation. You have to know the country, infrastructure, approaches, everything the way they really are, not what you actually think they are, or as an tourist every once in a while you visit the country. So this is very good opportunity to, first of all, get to know the real Armenia. When you live 1 year in the country, you face all kind of the problems that every Armenian native citizen is facing, actually. And That is actually, I think, the most important thing of this program. Besides that, we are actually helping, investing our skills and working. The thing that actually we take with ourselves, if we, I hope this is not applying for most of us, but if we go back to our, let's say, countries, the correct view actually will bring back many people, and the correct view will bring many positive, let's say, unified power, and that is the important thing of this program, I think.
Thank you, Armenjan. And last but not least, Shushan, some words from you as well.
Yeah, so I was just thinking that we've all grown up in the diaspora with this idea of a homeland that we've created and thought about and learned about and grown up with. But to actually be here and live here and work here is a whole other feeling. And it's really very enriching and very fulfilling on a level that I can't really describe. So you guys have to apply to iGorts and come here and get to know yourselves what I've been talking about. And other than being able to serve your country and help your country prosper, you get to meet this brilliant network of professionals from around the world. And it's really great. Like, I've met so many people from China, from all around Europe, from the US, from really all around the world. And it's been amazing to get to know these people, to learn from these experiences. And we've built this sort of iGorts community here in Yerevan, and we're each other's support system. We're kind of facing the same challenges, and to be able to go through that together is really great. So if you're thinking about how to help your country, if you're thinking about after the war, you want to give back, you want to do something, just do it. Just apply to iGorts. You'll definitely not regret it.
Thank you, Shushan. I think there are no better words to wrap up this info session. I'd like to say, please follow us on our social media platforms for the upcoming info sessions in case you couldn't make it for this one. The recordings will be also available online and on our website. Please, also, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. You could email us at diasporafellowships@gov.am, or you could call us at +374 10 515 514. We're always available to answer your questions. I'd like to thank our participants tonight, Narine, Shushan, Armen. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for your honest feedback, for having shared your experiences with us. It's a pleasure to have met you, and it's a pleasure to be working with you. Karin, same goes to you. Thank you so much for your thorough presentation. If you have any questions, you may reach out to us and follow us for the upcoming info sessions. Thank you so much, and good night.